But if you're not able to stand still, to spend time in your house on your own, in peace, in contemplation, in silence, with no music, with no constant like social media on your phone, or conversations, or talking to your neighbor, or doing something just on a couch, reading a book, or looking through a window, if you're not able to sit in that stillness, it is wounding you guys. And I'm going to repeat this. I don't care what anyone says. It is not being an extrovert. It is not being active. It is not being adventure. It is not having ADHD. Nothing to do. It is wounding. Okay. So if someone really is naturally, like I said, if someone really naturally is an active person, they like to move their body, they're more extroverted, so they take energy from people, right? They like to be outdoors, they like to have projects, they like to engage in certain things. It is all good as long as there's balance. Everything in life needs balance, right? So as long as these people are capable of having moments of proper rest, of stillness, of solo quality time, of right, it's all good. But there's a huge difference between I love spending my weekends going on for a run, going for a hike, being active, and then I'm gonna come back home and I'm gonna rest, because I love it. I love being out. I love moving my body, right? I love being with people. I love socializing. There's a difference between that and between doing all these things, because you are literally incapable of doing anything else. When that happens, it means it's a distraction. It's a dissociation. You're not able to sit with yourself for a moment in stillness. This is why you seek that action and that thrill. There's something about this collective, unfortunately, that you cannot sit still, and this is this denial and dishonesty with yourself that we had in the beginning. So you would say to yourself that this is because you're very active, because maybe you're even a little bit obsessed. Sometimes it's coming to my mind. Sometimes it happens when it comes to your age. It's like you want to prove that you still have it, that you're still young, that you're still relevant. Maybe you have this, it's distortion of the program telling us that people who stay at home are people who are boring and have nothing going on. Oh my God. Boring, you guys, another concept that people have to understand. Boring is a concept of the mind, okay? You could lock me for 24 hours or more on my own, just me, in one room. I promise you I would not be bored. My internal world, my internal conversation with my higher self, with my guides, with contemplation of the meaning of life, I wouldn't be bored for a second, okay? Boredom is a concept of the mind. Now, you can put me in the most fancy, chic party of the year with celebrities and with people who right? I would be bored to my very core. I would not find a topic of conversation with these people, okay? So whether you are on a party with drinks and cocktails and with dancing and traveling from here to there, and nothing to do with, this is not non-boring life, and being in the house is boring, is intellectual again, right? People who are centered, who are healed, who are also intelligent, they're never bored. Never bored. There's so many things to think about. How could you ever be bored? This physical understanding of boredom, it's distortion. I feel like there's this energy of wanting to run away from things, wanting to stay relevant, to stay on top. Maybe you've went through it. I feel like, again, watch from the beginning, but I feel this collective, you went through difficult things in your life. There was a moment of your life that it was maybe full of pain, full of difficulties, and now it's like you want to move forward, you want to party, you want to enjoy life. This mentality of life is short. Life ain't short. Time is just an illusion. Let's carry on. Let's see what else for this collective. Your energy. How does source see you? Deep down, your true raw energy now. We're cutting you open here, remember. So Ace of Wands. There it is. There it is. There it is. You want excitement, you want thrill, you want a new beginning, you want passion in life, you want adventures. You want to feel like you're standing on the top of a mountain. But go back to the previous part. What did I say? Nothing can be created externally if we do not carry this frequency internally. So a person who is not able to do what I just said, to lock themselves in a room for days and have the best time, full of love and laughter and joy and conversations, me, myself, and I, you will never be able to find fulfillment seeking these things externally. You won't find them. Because everything in this physical world, it's all about energy and frequency. If you don't emit certain frequency, you're not even going to recognize it. It's not going to be a match. It's all going to be an illusion. So 2 more for your first row. There it is. I was seeing 5 of Swords. I was waiting for it to come through. I'm actually surprised it wasn't your first card. The internal chaos, the internal confusion, the madness that is going on right now inside of you, you will never find peace. I'm not saying this to you to bring you down. I want to help you. You can go to the most luxurious, beautiful, amazing desert island, amazing locations. You can block and delete all your exes and all their families. You can refuse to deal with certain things. You will never find peace until you learn to alchemize it within yourself. Your interior is a battle. Your heart, your mind, your shadows trying to power through, your ego denying that they even exist, projecting blame on others, not being able to sit with yourself, to sit in silence, to contemplate on your existence, on the meaning of your past lessons. The battle between that you deeply want love, you want connection, you believe in that soulmate love, but in the same time your understanding of love was crashed because of your previous relationship and you cannot make things make sense. Internal battle, chaos. If there's chaos within, remember what we read on this peace card. If you don't have inner peace, you will never find peace. It will just be illusion. And we have the Knight of Cups. You want love, you want thrill, you want romance. But this is something that you guys, so many people don't understand. What people roam around this world and they look for and they seek for. And I'm seeing the loneliness card as well. And this card beautifully explains what is loneliness. Loneliness is not being on your own. Is not knowing the feeling of connection, of being understood, right? But that feeling is something that you start alchemizing from self. I understand myself. I hear myself. Then you extend it to, I know that God, universe, however you call it, the spirit, your spirit guide, they see me. I am seen. I am validated, right? If you don't have that on a level of self, you start searching it. And this is exactly, there's a reason I've given you this example, that I would rather be on my own in a cabin in the woods for a couple of days than go to the most posh and popular party of the year with celebrities. There is where I would feel alone. I would find no one to talk to. Oh my God, what an exhaustion. What a punishment. What a torture. Okay? And this is what you have to understand. You can surround yourself with people, with distractions, with parties, with thrills, with excitement, and you will not numb the loneliness and the heartbreak if you don't. You have to alchemize this on the level of self. What else? 3 of Wands. What else? Three of Wands. Strength. I feel you want to be strong, this collective. I'm sensing I'm hearing father wound. I'm sensing very distorted masculine energy within you. Remember, I mean internal, yin and yang. We all have masculine and feminine. Your inner feminine would be very distorted. There's a reason I said this before. You would be one of those people who think that being vulnerable, that crying publicly, that's admitting that I am heartbroken, that this person crushed me because they cheated on me and I loved them, that I need love, that I want love, that I dream of soulmate kind of love, you would think that all these things are weakness. You want people to see you as strong, that you've been through so much and you're handling it well, and here you are out there living your best life, chasing for God knows what and God knows where. Strength would be important for you, but there's a distorted understanding of strength. I always say this to you guys, it blows my mind until this day how people don't understand that. The biggest strength is not to swipe things under a rug and move on pretending that everything is fine. The biggest strength is to sit with yourself in stillness, looking in the eyes of your shadows and your wounds, is to be vulnerable, is to crack yourself open. That's the biggest courage. Not knowing what you're going to find in there and how long it's going to take. There's a reason when I started this spread, I said to you guys, I want to crack you open. I want to see what's inside of you. Because I feel this collective, you don't even understand what's inside of you. You're afraid. You've created this shield armor, God forbid, to crack it open, to see what's inside of you, because you don't want to deal with that. But you will never create a paradise externally if you don't deal with that. It's the strength of going inwards. The biggest quest we embark on in this life, the biggest adventure is going inwards. The greatest journey we can embark on is the journey from the head to the heart. Cracking ourselves open to heal. Ace of Wands. The Hanged One. The Hanged One. This is what I'm hearing. It's like you desperately want movement. You would really want to move away from something from your past, from a person, from emotions, from a situation, the life you lived, right? You want change. You want to move away from certain things. You want a closure, right? So you're creating movement. It's this distorted belief in our society. There's even this saying, I don't remember what's the saying, that is like the best way to remove a love with another love. Oh my God, you guys, this is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life, okay? All you're going to do, if you have not healed your heart and gotten over fully and had proper closure on the level of self, close the contract with someone else, and you're already engaging with a new person, all you're going to achieve is you're going to be double heartbroken. And you're going to, more mess, okay? More confusion, more heartbreak. You cannot heal through another person. You just cannot. People don't understand that. So you so desperately want to move on. You want to prove it to yourself. You want to prove it to this world. So maybe you're already seeing some people. Maybe you're already dating. Maybe you're connecting to people. You're moving on. You're going to these, like, whatever that is for this collective, whether that's travels, adventures, parties, meeting with people, with friends. But so you're creating physical movement, right? But it's all an illusion. All that is there, it's stillness. Everything is on pause because you're not attending. Nothing will change. Nothing will change. You will create a house of cards. That's the maximum that you're going to build. Because you're swiping things under a rug. You're not stopping to actually address things. You're stuck, whether you want to accept it or not, unfortunately, this collective. the Empress. It's funny because you know what? I was seeing this cards, but I didn't mention this to you guys because I was like, it's possible. It's not your energy. I want one more for that, but I'm hearing two things. That first of all, that this is distorted, but second of all, that she's in there deep down. She's in all of us. I'm very confused. The Devil and the Fool. And we have Seven of Cups. Here it is. Here it was hiding. There's a reason for that. I didn't see, because if I saw that it was 3 cards, you guys know that if it's more than 2, I say too much. I always put it back. But it was hiding. You don't even know that you're confused. You don't even know how much of an internal battle you are dealing with right now. I don't know why I'm hearing you know nothing, Jon Snow. It's maybe you liked Games of Thrones, but it's exactly that. You know nothing. You feel you know a lot. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of pain. But you guys, what we know of life, it doesn't come from how much we went through. It comes from how much we actually learned from these experiences. I feel like this empress, this divine feminine, is someone who is soft, who is she is inside of you. It's just like she's bound by shadows. It's this devil. Devil is it's this temptation of shallowness of this world, of quick fixes, of moving forward, even if it's just for fun, for entertainment, forgetting about your problems, forgetting about the pain. Don't deal with it, right? But it's not a solution. There is a new beginning on a table, which is your energy. It would mean that you want a new beginning. You want a new beginning. It's just you don't know how. You don't know how, and you're choosing. And you guys, if this video found you, it's for a reason. I've been blabbing about this past weeks, if not even months, that this period of time that we're slowly closing right now is so important, through the starting from 10th of the 10th portal, which was very, very, very important, 9th of the 9th even, and then 10th of the 10th. We were moving through a very powerful energy. We had season of eclipses. We had this powerful full moon recently, and now we're slowly closing the year of a snake. We're slowly closing the 9th year cycle. Lessons will become harsher. Emotion will become more overwhelming, because our guides, the universe, they don't want us to repeat 9-year cycles. They want us to grow. They want us to expand. It's the whole meaning of life. Deep down, there is something within you that wants this new beginning, but you're not understanding that you have to create it on the level of self, through learning, through healing broken heart, through releasing, through feeling your feelings, and not through thrills, adventures, dates, and stuff like that, right? You guys, I want to do a couple of these for you. Let's see what comes through. Too many, sorry. Too many. I have to work with these a little bit more to quite stiff still. What do we have? Number 31, magnetism for gratitude. We have Turkey. I don't know why I was looking at this Turkey. Maybe something happened around Thanksgiving. I'm seeing that. Remember, we had that return card, so maybe you had someone who returns to your energy around turkey season. Magnetism through, I feel like this is more not necessarily just gratitude, but I'm hearing magnetism. it's what I said to you guys. You will never attract, accept, recognize something that you don't have within you. We have to become. This is the true key to manifestation that I always explain to you guys. Manifestation is not about journaling what you want, imagining what you want, daydreaming about what you want. It's becoming what you want. If we want love, we have to become love, compassion, kindness. We have to become the perfect partner, the partner that we would really want. So if you want someone who is committed, you have to be someone who is able and open to commitment. If you someone to be honest and vulnerable, you have to be these things. This is how you will attract it. And I always say this to you guys when I teach you guys to magnetize soulmates and to learn to magnetize soulmates. Magnetizing soulmates, it is about becoming your perfect partner, not visualizing your perfect partner, not having a vision board with your perfect partner or listing out things for becoming your perfect partner. Becoming everything that you want from a person, becoming it with everybody, with yourself. Oh, I have something that flipped here. Hold on. You are about to shine. You're about to shine. It's good. What else? Master Manifestor. There's a reason I was telling to you guys about this. I feel this collective you need to understand. Number 10. What it really means to manifest. Maybe I feel there's a bit of a misconception with this collective when we talk about gratitude. I feel that, again, and I talk about this a lot in many contexts and with many collectives, people unfortunately think that if you start to sit down to talk about your shadows, to talk about your traumas, whether it's with a spiritual healer like myself on shadow work sessions, or you go to therapy, or you talk to your friends, that it's being ungrateful, that you're complaining, that you're being weak, you're constantly thinking about something, and you want to move on, you want to live a happy life, you want to attract a good life, so you want to engage with these people, and if you want to attract love, you have to go out there and date and be right. Nothing farther from the truth. Nothing farther from the truth. We manifest who we are, and if deep down inside of us there is unprocessed pain, unhealed heartbreak, this rejection of love, union, relationships, negative feeling towards our past, resentment, if there's denial, if there's dishonesty, it's all you're going to attract. It's all you're going to attract. Sooner or later you will find that out. It's all twinkle twinkle in the beginning, new exciting love adventures, but deep down all these things will bring you what you on your very core embody. Better than you can imagine. Better than you can imagine. Number 39. I'm looking at this, what they're called, dragonflies. Maybe you're seeing dragonflies, or maybe you will see one as a confirmation. I don't know why I just heard dead dragonfly. If you find one, just give it a good goodbye. Bury it in your garden or outside. But I feel this is about, I feel this collective, remember we mentioned this, you have quite of an imagination, you have quite of a, you fantasize, you would have a very huge imagination. So maybe one of those people that you think about something and how you describe it, it seems like 10 times better, 10 times more, right? So maybe you have like a side thing with someone and you present it like it's the romance of a lifetime. It's just coming to my mind. But I feel that this imagination, and it can be a beautiful quality, but you have to flip it on the side of light. I feel this collective, you don't fully, truly, really believe that what you crave, which is that true, honest, soulmate kind of love, is actually possible. You have to truly believe it. If you're not going to believe it, how on earth are you going to get it? You have to imagine more, one more. Action leads to success, and it's another misconception that we were discussing with this collective, right? Action does lead to success. It's just that you are not, number one, you are not understanding what kind of an action. I'm looking at this dragon. This is like a sort of, is it a dragon? It looks like a dragon. It looks like those in Chinese New Year. So maybe maybe you celebrate Chinese New Year, or maybe you have plans to celebrate. Sorry, confirmation. Go on a trip, or you always wanted to like see those dragons. Sorry. Sign. See, I'm already like overwhelmed, like imagining all these people. I would actually want to do that. That actually sounds like fun. But what I was saying, sorry, that you need to understand that yes, action leads to success, but right now you're thinking that action leads to success. So you have to cut off your eggs, find yourself a new boyfriend, travel, go around, get out there, And this is not the kind of an action that we talk about. We talk about action of healing, action of contemplation, action of going inwards, action of healing your heart, action of learning your lessons. Number 23, see beyond the past. See beyond the past. That is it. And I'm looking at this black swan, and in the reflection, he is actually white. Can you see that? I feel like that your past, when we talk about this past relationship that we mentioned, right? I feel for this collective, this past is quite dark. I feel like you've been connected to someone that really, I'm hearing, trimmed your wings, if not cut them off completely. They would make you feel that you're not good enough, that you're not worth enough, that this is why you're looking for this validation. This is you're running around this world looking for love, romance, adventure, to show that your life is great and cool and that you're disempowered, but it's not the way. It's not the way. You have to see beyond the past. You have to start seeing yourself for who you are, but we do that through healing. Too many. Oh, too many. Just trust. Just trust. And with that little mole, I feel like you are in a darkness. Number 32. 23, 32, maybe you're seeing a lot of mirrored numbers, like 13, 31, 23, 32, which is, to me personally, it's always, I'm always, as you guys signed, we have to start from thinking what it means to me. But this is usually a sign of mirroring, that there's something that the universe is trying to mirror to you, to show to you, reflect that you're not seeing within yourself. All the lessons, all the people, all the experiences, they're trying to help you see something inside of you. But you're a little bit in a darkness. And you want to create this light for yourself, this future, this paradise, this bright future. But all you need to do is trust. Sometimes we have to sit in our darkness and just trust. Keep trying. Number 4. Don't give up. Don't give up. I feel you've given up on certain things, to be honest. But it's usually the case, you guys. When we start to engage in shallow things, right? So in shallow romance, in shallow love, in love that lacks true commitment, depth, devotion, vulnerability, true soul to soul. Oh my God, I'm blocking like big time. I'm sorry, soul to soul connection. It's usually because we don't believe that it exists at all, or we don't believe that we can have it. They're wanting you to try. Maybe you, oftentimes, unfortunately, I find, especially when we talk about women, because this is what society convinces us, this distorted patriarchal program convinces us that as we reach certain age, things will not happen to us as a new cycle. We think that now, okay, when we're, let's say we're in your 40s or maybe your 50s, right, or late 30s maybe. We had a lot of 30s. I was hearing that maybe you are like 32, which is nothing. That is young, or 39, same. Even if you're like 49 or over 50, the complete distortion, thinking that it matters, that now we can only maybe, we have to lower the bar, right? This is what society tells us. If you don't want to be alone, I have no problem in being alone. What's your problem? Right? But that's what they say us. If you don't want to be alone, now you're older, you have your baggage, right? Maybe even you have children, you have to lower the bar when it comes not just to a person, but also expectation. You're not going to have this love, you're not gonna have this, right, this and that. And it's coming to my mind also, like people say that when you're already older, and if you do, you shouldn't get married. That's the first thing. Like, why would you bother? But then they say if you're like getting married, that you shouldn't be like making a big deal out of it, right, with a dress and everything. You guys, that is nonsense. That is nonsense. Like, I personally, this is just my personal belief. I don't believe in like wedding parties and big parties. I think it's not how we should celebrate union. And it's, again, it's the consumism, is the show off sort of energy. I don't believe in I believe in weddings as a beautiful ceremony, right? Sacral divine ceremony, but not like a 200 people party. But that's my personal belief, and nothing to do with how you feel things. But who the hell has the right to tell us how we feel as women? If I was getting married at my 50s, I guarantee you I would get the most beautiful princess dress, right? I would want to look beautiful. I would wear my hair down, and like, who says that when you're at a certain age you have to have like this like like that dress that I know. It's just, I mean, if you feel that way, but there's a reason it's coming to my mind. I feel like this collective, you would have a sense that maybe certain things, it's like you're expired for certain things, that right? So that first, maybe like we said, your previous partner, marriage, they didn't work out, so maybe you feel like you cannot do it again, all over again, have this big wedding and celebrate and start and fall in love like a schoolgirl. Like, who says you cannot do these things? I mean, this is distorted, stupid society. Nothing, no one else, no one truly healed and normal says these things. You can have whatever you want. There is no expiration date. The only difference is that if you were to do this the second time, getting married, starting a commitment, starting a family, you would be wiser. You now have the wisdom of your past. If you've learned your lesson, you can do it better. You can choose a better partner for yourself. But it doesn't create limitations. How strong you're going to love this person, how romantically you're going to love this person, how big you're going to celebrate. To hell, I told you, it's just my universal belief. I would rather to spend this money on a beautiful trip to Argentina, but if you want to invite like 300 people for a wedding, go for it. Who says you cannot? And you wear white and huge, this princess dress and throw a bouquet, whatever you want. Who makes up these rules? You're stuck in the programming. One more and I'm gonna finish. We have two, but it's fine. Inner truth, the owl, number 7, beautiful. You have to work through your inner truth. The only inner thing you have right now is chaos. I'm sorry to say this collective, but it's true. You have a lot of chaos. What is your truth? Who are you? What do you want? What did you come here to learn in this world? What does your soul crave? Not your ego, not the limitation of what society tells you. What does your soul crave? If you are not able to say it even out loud in front of yourself, stand in front of a mirror, and I dream of soulmate love and a wedding dress, and right? You ain't gonna get it, I promise you. We have to have the courage to say it every day. Inner conflict resolution, confirmation, number 6. You are in this would be the thing for this collective. The biggest thing I would want you to focus on. Accept that there's an inner conflict inside of you. Try to understand that inner conflict and take it. You're not going to close it before the 9-year cycle closes, because we're approaching that date already. But just to take a decision, what do I always say to you guys? It comes from a decision. Once you decide, everything will unfold naturally. So just stand in front of yourself and admit, I have an inner conflict. I'm lost. I don't know what my inner truth is. I don't know who I am, but I want to resolve this conflict. I want to find myself. I want to find my authentic self. I want to find peace inside of me. There are things that I dream of and I want to say them out loud, and I want to ask the universe to really bring me these things. And how they're going to bring me these things? They're going to teach me to become these things. To become these things. Again, if you're not able to admit in front of yourself that you dream of love and of a wedding, and then say it out loud to everyone that is beautiful and you want it and then you dream of it, you ain't going to get it. You yourself are not even going to be able to fully enjoy it and to fully celebrate it. All right, my angels, I hope this was helpful. I love you, and I will see you soon.